Welcome back, everybody. And today we are talking about one of the most underrated players of all time, and also one of the biggest what ifs in the NBA due to injury, which sucks. I mean, he's my second favorite player of all time, T Mac. Dude is just a menace. We're gonna be watching some highlights from his MVP caliber year where he averaged 32 points a game in 0203 when I was 2 years old. I mean, I was too young to know this. I, mean, I wish I was able to watch it, but it's just amazing. You can see the man just pulls up from anywhere and hits it. We're on best settings. Best settings for y'all. See, he's just as cheesy in 2K as he was in real life. Like you watch this and you're like, that those are 2K shots. That's just something that somebody would pull up with an invincible dark matter card. Look at this, just 6'9" guard, man. He would be the best player in the league if he played today. Oh, he's guarding goat, Scalabrini, move. Oh, just easy, get through. He just goes through it. Whoa, easy, easy. Dude would drop 60 a week in this game. He'd be like at least one game a week. He'd have 60. In my opinion, KD plays like Tracy McGrady. I mean, the only other player you see doing that in today's game is Kevin Durant. I mean, there's nobody else in the league that can do that today besides Kevin Durant. Yeah, see, these are KD moves. I'm watching this now. I'm like, these are just KD moves. I mean, look, that's on Michael freaking Jordan. I know he's old, but he's still a good defender. He's Michael freaking Jordan. Just easy, easy. Bam. Okay. So I just wanted y'all to watch some highlights first, and then I'm going to talk about them for a minute while the highlights are going. So y'all can still watch them, but I would like for y'all to listen. Um, we need to talk about like why the new generation of NBA fans does not they do not know who Tracy McGrady is. I mean, people sit here and I mean I'll wear a T Mac jersey, some T Mac shoes, something like that, and the only people that recognize it are some people my age or older. I mean, the Foot Locker employee. I was at a Firestone Mall, and if I find this Foot Locker employee, I'm gonna ask him again who Tracy McGrady is because he didn't know. I had my T Max on, because they're comfortable. They got boost and they look good. They looked good with the outfit I was wearing that day. And he asked, "Oh, whose shoes are those, man?" I'm like, "These are clearly Tracy McGrady's. Like, come on, they're T Max." He's like, "Oh, I don't know who T Mac is, man. Is that like some Chinese brand?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Do you just call my Adidas Tracy McGrady something from a China brand?" I mean, no offense to like Lean Nin and stuff, but there's a reason you didn't sign Tracy McGrady. Um, I literally sat there with my dad looking at in the store with me, and my dad knows who T Mac is just because he's my second favorite player of all time, and it baffles me that somebody who claims to know so much about basketball, because before we were talking about it, we were talking about Luca because I had my a Mavs hat on, and he recognized the Mavs. He's like, "Oh, you Mavs fan?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, so how long you been a fan?" I'm like, "You don't need to question my fandom, dude." But of course, I'm not telling him this, but I'm like, "Dude, you don't even know. I've been a fan since I was 3 years old." And I really want to say I've been a fan longer than you've been alive, kid, because I'm almost 22 years old. I've been a Mavs fan for damn near 2 decades. And I mean, the Foot Locker employee, they had to have been like 17 or 18, 19 years old. And how can there be such a big difference in 2 years that they don't know who Tracy McGrady is? Because he knew who Vince Carter was. Because when my first thing was when he said who's T-Mac, I said Vince Carter's cousin. He's like, Vince Carter, the guy who played for the Raptors. I'm like, yes. He's like, I don't know. I'm like, how can you not know who Vince Carter is without knowing who Tracy McGrady is? It's just, dude averaged 32 in the game. Kobe Bryant said he is the hardest person he ever had to guard. I mean, that is a huge, huge person saying that. And T-Mac is just, I feel like he's fading. I feel like him, Vince, and hell, even Dirk right now, they're just, and like, even Kobe, well, not Kobe, but like, all the not the like, the GOAT level candidates, but like, the amazing players of the 2000s, Chris Webber getting forgot about. Allen Iverson being forgot about, T-Mac being forgot about, Vince, Dirk. If you didn't win 5 championships in the 2000s, it feels like people don't want to remember you. And it pisses me off. It really does, because these players are so good that my little brother's generation, or my little brother growing up watching basketball, because I know damn well he's going to be watching every Mavs game with me. Well, the ones I can be over for. He is 7. I'm gonna have to teach him who. Well, granted, I'm gonna have to teach him who Kobe Bryant was, and Dirk, but I'm going to make sure he knows the name Tracy McGrady and what Tracy McGrady could do. Dude was an absolute menace on the offensive end. He could get in the lane with ease, no problem. It was one of the easiest things for him. He just glides in. You just watch it. He just glides into the paint. Dude can shoot from anywhere on the floor. He was Kevin Durant before Kevin Durant. And it saddens me that these players are fading away. Without the the without the NBA being as good as it is now, there wouldn't be players fading away this quickly. I mean, in the 2010s, people were still talking about Shaq, still talking about Kobe, still talking about KG, still talking about Dirk in the 2000s, right? But when you think about it, who was the dominant team in that era, right? The Warriors, the Cavs, the Spurs, and the Raptors that one year. Those teams are the teams that are attracting the young fans, like Steph, like LeBron. Of course, LeBron's going to attract young fans, but like Steph attracting fans to the Warriors. You got KD attracting fans for the Nets. He's attracting fans to the Nets to lose, first of all, but I've made plenty of statements about that. But with all these young fans going to teams that don't have a lot of history, I mean, like they've had a history of greats, right? But Orlando's never won a championship. T-Mac is arguably the greatest player of all time, behind Shaq, of course. He is one of those players that goes under the radar constantly. There's many times where I see on TikTok people making their all-time teams and stuff, and I saw one where it's like non-NBA 75 all-time team. And I'm like, where the hell is Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter? And in the comment section of that TikTok, you see people like, "Oh hell yeah! Where the hell are they, man? Like, dude, it's like they're better than anybody on this team." But I mean, this is all just my opinion, y'all. Just make sure to subscribe. This is one of Reed's Rants. This is a new series I'm calling Reed's Rants. That's actually really good. I'm keeping that. Reed's Rants #1 in the book. Subscribe. Peace out.